14-2. Welcome back to another BitLegend video. We're going to jump right into it. So I haven't changed the stats, I haven't changed anything. I'm still using this questionable minion team that I'm pretty sure a handful of you guys are probably tired of seeing by now. But yeah, here we are. So basically what I typically do when I'm running through flags is I try to only change things when I have to. So give it a shot, okay, this didn't work, why didn't it work, and then change something based on that. That's kind of the thought process. I don't know, we're in here, we're just pushing buttons at this point, but you know, we're doing it. We did get sniped. Woo, almost got sniped. We did get sniped before. Do I want to use this? He has a 2 SP heal. I don't think I want to use it. By these similar enemies. And hopefully it doesn't happen again. Oh, that's so close. This should be, and I'll use the 2 SP heal there, I guess. That was such a crappy heal, man. The first battle typically is the most difficult one because the chance of snipery, because your SP is low, is highest. But there you go. I've decided not to look at these minions' abilities, and I just want to kind of jump in here and make things happen. But if you want to be smart, just look at these enemies, and you can find these guys in the monster user interface, and you can see what attacks they have, and you can try to be smarter. I think they either have attack weakest or attack target or something, because they're just kind of hitting random people. Could be attack random, and it's not great. They're also attacking faster than my team is, which is something to think about, because the guys on my team, they have a decent amount of... I shouldn't have done it. Let's go. They have a decent amount of speed. That's why I'm running these guys. These are actually very fast, except for the blue healer. But let's hit the front. I guess that wasn't great. I'm just kind of looking for weakness. There we go. I'm trying to find somebody who's weak so I can take one guy out before... God, I knew that was going to happen. Before someone gets sniped. And someone got sniped. But we might get through here on the skin of our teeth, man. It might not be easy. But I'm just trying to get a kill in. There we go. Hopefully that gets it. It does not. I'm going to go for the heal, even though he can probably get one shot through that. The pet proc does take him out. And let's get a little bit more SP up. The smites are happening. That feels a little bit better. I have not forgotten the nerf to the epic guys I'm using. They used to have, I think it was 20%. How much was it? They used to have more, I think it was 20% smite, and they got knocked down to 15, which is not what I hoped for. Also, these purple chests, they're going to put a bunch of gold in them. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's going to be affected by gold find. I'm going to assume that it will be, and if it isn't, it should be. But those chests will be relevant again. We all need more gold in our lives. That is certain. And so I'm glad that they're trying to put another way to make that happen. Oh, I'm surprised that I wasn't able to sneak through there. But as it currently is, at endgame, chests are kind of useless. If you're not in at least raid 6, then the chests are nice because it'll give you an epic, and that'll help you get to the next tier, and so on and so on. But once you get to endgame, the chests don't drop anything that you need. So it's nice that they're making the chest relevant. You know, if it's not going to be relevant, then what's the point of having it in the game, is kind of how I see it. So make it good. Kind of like what they try to do with the merchants. The merchants were just selling crap that nobody wanted, so it's at that point it's like, why would you even have the merchant in the game? You might as well just remove it, because everybody just ignores it anyways. And then he went the smarter route of, okay, yeah, let's make it relevant. But here we go. I think I might just put another tank in. It's probably what I should do. We're getting smashed so much by these enemies that maybe if I put in my Azure, which I think Azure is plus 10, maybe he'll survive long enough to be relevant. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really worked on my minion team because I want to see how augments come in. You know, is augment gonna meet? Wow, I healed him to full and he got one shot and felt bad. But anyways, are augments going to mean that you need plus 10? Like an epic plus 10 is more important than a legendary plus 3? or is legendary going to be the way to go? It's kind of, I'm very eager to see how they do that, and then I'll make my big jump on minions. I do think Sword God, whatever way they hack it, Sword God's going to be good. A lot of people like Zeus Bird, and I mean Sword God after the augments. Not Sword God right now. I would actually wait on Sword God, which is what I'm doing. Here is the enemy. I don't know if this guy is the healer. I don't know. One of these guys is the healer. I don't know if it's this guy. If it's this guy is the healer, that could be a big problem. Let's read it. You want some madman's knowledge or the great one's wisdom? Thanks, but no thanks. We are thinking on the basis. Is it basest of planes? What? We are thinking on the basis of planes. What we need are more. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I just had like a mini. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. There's something about reading text that I know is not going to be typed well. That just throws my brain for a loop. But anyways, all right. So I'm trying to snipe out this guy here because he's the only one that is different. So if he has a healing skill, then if I can kill him like we did, we'll never have to see it. You always want to kill the one that's different. That way the skill set of enemies, actually I don't want to say always, but it works out. Because the downside now that I have all these guys is they might all do the same attacks. If they all do attack furthest, then they're all going to hit the same guy. So maybe maybe that was a bad call. But I think it was okay. I'm going to try to just use up all the SP on these guys as much as possible. That way they'll use their SP before they die. I don't think I have any potions I can use on my team anymore other than on my main character. So we're just going to mow them down. I think we got it. They do have the heal, though, so that is a problem. I will use the healing skill. I'm just kind of all over the place right now, to be honest with you boys. But, bang. It's happening. Double checking, so I can heal him. That was a good smite. I needed that. I probably should use a different skill on that. There we go. I'm going to heal him back. The pet proc is doing some work, boys. I'm liking it. The pet proc is not as helpful as you would think in like raids. You think, oh, I'm gonna get through raids so much faster. Not really if you have a high offense team, because the trash mobs are never gonna hit you. But when it comes to something like this, then it's quite useful. And Guild Boss is not that useful either, because the trash enemies in Guild Boss, they're so weak that they're gone instantly, and it's an attack 3 pet. And so if it was like attack strongest enemy when you get hit, that would be amazing. That would be the highest multiplier. I actually wish they would put in a recoil strongest pet. That would be amazing. It would be like attack strongest enemy when you get hit, damage self 10%. And then it would do extra damage. I just like my little pipe dream. Someday I'll see that in my life, but that would be ridiculous. That way your pet is damaging you a little bit, but in order to do that, it bumps up the damage like 1 multiplier, I guess is a way to say that. But because if you look at all the different attacks in the game, you have attack target, which is the weakest multiplier. It's the lowest percentage. Then you have attack weakest, which is a little bit more damage than that. Then you have attack random. Maybe random is actually less than weakest, I forget. But then what do you have? You have furthest, closest, strongest. I probably missed something in there, but that's basically everything. And so they kind of go in that order. And typically, there's a couple exceptions where things don't really follow suit. Like I think Sword Envoy, his attack team skill or attack all skill is a higher multiplier than it would ordinarily be. So it doesn't always follow the pattern there. But the way recoil skills work is it knocks it up the next level. So if it was attack closest enemy damage self, it would actually bump that up to the amount of damage that furthest would do. Or if you want to look at that same scale, if you take a skill like attack closest for 1 SP, and then you compare it to attack closest for 2 SP, it bumps it up 1 measure on the on the damage multiplier scale. I've got this grid in my mind. One of these days I'll write it out for you guys. But I think of it this way. The more control you have over where your attack goes, the less damage it'll do. So attack target's going to be one of the lowest hitting skills because you can control exactly where that skill goes to. And then attack closest, you have like less control over that one. And then attack strongest, it's more designed to attack tanks and things like that. So obviously it's going to do more damage. But I really like that system. I really like that skill system. You don't need a ton of different attacks to really make things cool. Leeching skills is cool, drain health, but drain health follows the same thing. They would do less because you're getting some heal out of it, but you can drain closest, furthest, strongest, weakest, and all that. And of course you can hit multiple people and whatnot. But there's something about it. I like that system a lot. There's so much that you can do with it. Really cool. I do think it is cool that we've seen attacks that have different bonuses on them. So there's weapons that add 30% crit or 50% crit damage and things like that. That really spices things up. But once you start to see those kind of skills on weapons, there's really no turning back. Because let's say, a new tier comes out or a new dungeon comes out, new raid, and one weapon has plus 50 crit damage when you attack furthest or whatever it is. That pretty much trumps all the other weapons. That's pretty much game over right there, if the other weapons don't have it. So they need to have something that is equally valuable, I guess. I guess the tank version of that is the drain skill, even though tanks benefit the least from having attacks. It's just, if you don't get a chance to use your skills don't really matter. And there's really not too much to do about that. You'd say, even if I get a bunch of total stats and I have enough extra to put into agility, I would still rather put all of my extra stats into the attack stat to make my offensive pet or defensive pet do even more. But anyways, I don't even remember how we got on that topic. I'm just feeling like rambling. There we go. Another flag down, boys. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.